what's your number? It's hard to tell you no. I know you've got bad intentions. Oh, it feels so good to have attention. Yeah, no one has to know. No one has to know you're my guilty pleasure. Keep it on the low. Keep it on the low. You're my guilty pleasure. I know I'm not on my best behavior, but I stay here anyway. Oh, no one has to know. No one has to know you're my guilty pleasure. You're the seduction. I finally reached a
What's up, everybody? Welcome to NNR. It's a different voice than what you're used to hearing. You're used to hearing Repeat 1975. Well, now you get to hear Vols. You get to hear me, and I'm joined by the regular guy that normally comes in here and does these races, Expert. Expert, how you doing today?
Well, I am doing just great. I was able to get my webcam set up, so you'll get to see my extravagant reactions whenever we're commentating this great action. We saw a great race last night, and carrying it over in today, I'm very excited, and it's always great to bring a race here onto the podcast channel, and of course, be up here with you, Vols. It's the dynamic commentary duo back together again, and I'm happy to have it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I love what you're doing with the graphics here. Tonight, we're going to do something a little bit different. Expert has spent a lot of time bringing a more revolutionary and modern style to the graphics. And for the people at home to watch, you're not going to want to miss this. This is one of those races that it's unpredictable. Like he said last night, we had an incredible race to the finish. You had KFB and Combat Beast going side by side all the way to the line, beating and banging down the back straightaway. Or the front straightaway. It was a huge finish. Great reaction from the fans and a great response from the drivers. So, Expert, what are you expecting tonight? We have some of the best on Xbox with presets and customs here. Who are you looking for to go punch their ticket to the next round possibly and taking advantage on the playoffs?
Well, I mean, we talked about this the night before, and I'm glad you mentioned it because here's our picks to win that we talked about last night. You, of course, chose Lucky Dog. He's second in points, only 19 back. And what's interesting about that, he's won 6 races this season. One of them happened to be one of the 2 road course races that we've been on, being the Charlotte Roval. And for him, in all of his in his 13 starts, it's actually, he has tied for the least amount of starts out of any of the guys in the playoffs. He has a 2.57 average finish. He could definitely be a guy to look out for tonight, of course, being a former NASCAR Heat Pro champion. And talking about the Winter Series champion, the guy I picked, he was the regular season champion here for the NNR Cup Series, has been at every race. He is leading the league so far in wins with 9 wins this season. One also at the second road course at Canadian Tire. He's coming in, of course, first in points after finishing second to your pick, Lucky Dog, last week at Phoenix. So these guys looking to try to put their cars in victory lane. It's going to be a very exciting battle between these two.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And how can you not pick Lucky Dog? Lucky Dog has came in and he has won every single time I have not picked him. There's times that I go out and I pick Trip or I pick Rose, and Lucky Dog comes out and stinks the show up and goes up there and kicks butt. I expect tonight Lucky Dog's going to do the exact same thing. Like you said, he's won 6 races this season, and he won the Charlotte Roval. But he also hasn't been in many other races. He shows up and he kicks ass and takes names, and tonight's going to be no different. I'm going to take Lucky Dog, but I think that 42 in your pick is going to be right. It's going to be hot on his heels as well. My original pick was Stout Whiskey. You know, I'm not gonna just shave it, but he's not in the field. So Lucky Dog is the man that we're going to take tonight, and this is going to be an incredible race, Expert. Oh, and also, I think I said something about doing a giveaway tonight as well. We might be giving away some awesome Raise Energy tonight.
You were talking about that earlier, and we'll be sure to check that out. And one thing I want to check out, we've been talking about the playoff battles. Just to give an update for our fans out here, I'm going to go ahead and put the points up. This is the 12 that have made it into the playoffs, and you can see all the points gaps there. Of course, we mentioned Lucky is only 19 back. You can see the whole playoff contention is only separated by 18 points. But it just shows how dominant Rose has been. Out of 23 starts, winning 9 times. He's got the pole 7 times. And out of his 23 starts, there's only been 3 that he hasn't finished inside the top 10. So that's just impressive enough. And I believe that this could be another dominant night for him. But looking at the starts for Lucky Dog, out of the 13 starts he has made, only 1 he has not finished inside the top 10, and only 2 of which he has not finished inside the top 5. He has proven once again, like you mentioned earlier, how dominant he can be. And we're about to see another battle between the NASCAR Heat Pro title winner and the Winter Heat Series Pro title winner. So these two are about to duel it out here in northern New York here at Watkins Glen. It's definitely going to be a fun one.
Well, man, you have these points up and you're showing these awesome graphics, but 23 starts with only 7 wins. My man over here at number 2, P2 Lucky Dog, 13 starts with 6 wins. Man, that is crazy good with an average of 2.57. That is unheard of. That's NNR bowling numbers in the Truck Series. Yotes King said it too. He said Lucky's won both road courses this season. What can he not do? And I expect in Victory Lane we're going to be talking to the 13 guy, and then we're going to have a good show here. Let's just hope it's a close battle. We need another Xfinity finish tonight to get on the edge of our seats.
Oh, exactly. I wish I could have got a replay up from that finish. I should have talked to Pete about that before tonight. But one thing I want to go ahead and show off before we get into that, you'll be seeing this a little bit tonight, and it's something that me and Terry have been trying to work on ever since we started commentating together. The first time ever we're going to be introducing NNR side by side. Right here, you can go ahead and see how to follow NNR up top in your top left corner of the screen and stay with all the action here as well as we go side by side here tonight. So be prepared for that. You definitely do not want to miss it. And right here, out here in chat, Repeat already coming out to show support. We hope you're having a great time with your family, man. Thank you for joining us in the chat. And thank you, everyone, for joining us in the chat. It's going to be a fun one. Just waiting on the invites right now. These guys are getting set up to run here at Watkins Glen. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And ladies and gentlemen, everything that you see tonight is a test run for what we're going to do when we get to iRacing. All of this technology that Expert has sit down and put together is going to be the exact same thing that we bring to the iRacing side to be the most revolutionary, up-to-date streaming service that we can to have the fans have the best possible reaction when they tune into these shows. So send this invite out to your friends. Go tweet us out at NNR Sim League. Go tweet at Expert Racing. Tweet at me at Terry Radford 4. Send us a like. Send us a follow on here. Get everybody you can to tune in and watch, because NNR is the best preset league on Xbox, and eventually it's going to be the best damn iRacing league in the entire world.
And that's definitely NNR. We talked about, me and Repeat have talked about so much, and even behind the scenes, you have 2 Vols about how much these NNR guys put into development and making their content the best it can possibly be. Repeat, one of the best commentators here on NASCAR Heat, a great mentor for me and you both. He has put so much into his broadcast and teaching us how to do this, and to be able to take the reins for one night only. I hope, Pete, I really hope that we can live up to your standard of commentary, man. It's going to be hard, but I hope we can. At least do you justice, man. But once again, thank you for the opportunity for letting us do this. And one thing I want to shout out. I didn't wear the iRacing one. I'm sorry, Vols. I'm sorry, but I just want to point out, you're going to see it later tonight. Be sure to go check out the Zazzle tab and get your own NNR gear. I'm wearing my work attire tonight. I hope you are, Vols.
I have my hat on, actually. I still have the Xbox one as well. I haven't gotten my iRacing one yet. But as you see back in the background of his camera right there, he has the plates from the iRacing side and the Xbox side. And Yotes King, he absolutely does sell graphics. Contact Expert himself, Joshua Franks on Facebook, at Expert Racing on Twitter, on Instagram. Give him a like, give him a follow. This guy right here builds every single graphic that touches my channel. Hands down, he's one of the best that we have. You can't find anybody better and who works diligently to do his job from start to finish. So go give him a follow. And I'm sure you'll never be disappointed with the graphics he's going to bring to you.
Well, definitely thank you for the kind words. And talking about kind words, a lot of people that we're partnered with, if you see the moving graphic there on the bottom, shouting out, especially a graphics one right there, just like Terry said, be sure to hit me up. You see repeat, but there's 2 different websites you're going to see scroll across there tonight as well. And it's going to be our friends at morethanthecape.org. Be sure to J-Pod just sent me a message. That's just a lot of fun. So I'm guessing he's going to be sending me the invite tonight. But our friends at More Than the Cape and Drive for Diabetes Awareness, we actually sat down with Lacey Cool after the night stream. Be sure to check that out. It's still on here, and it's also on YouTube as well. So be sure to go check that out. Leave a like, leave a follow if you're just joining the community here on the Experts in Racing Sportscast. But go check them out. They have a lot of great gear on there as well. Actually, just got off the phone a few days ago with Lacey's dad, who's going to be luckily sending us some care packages from her time on the podcast. We've actually worked out a partnership to be able to promote them, and they promote us. So a lot of great content they have over here, and we'll probably be rating her if she's still alive by the end of the night.
Yeah, absolutely, man. This has been a good start to the show so far. Say what's up to everybody out there in the chat. Cape, Rock, Duramax, Yotes, you guys are the best. And I think we just got an invite, and it's time to go racing. Mama Vols, what are you doing? Welcome to the first ever one that Pete just said, hey, Vols, you want to take the reign on this? Well, what's up? We're taking the reins, and me and Expert are going to call start to finish of the NNR Cup Series race.
Yeah, and we're going to have to get one more invite because they weren't all the way in. I thought they would be, but they're not. So we're going to have to do one. We're going to have to wait for one more. I kind of already fudged up. I'm sorry. And by the way, I said
Matthew Strasser, you're right. Expert does rock. Look at these graphics. The side by side tonight. Everything Expert is kicking ass and taking names, and he is going to make this broadcast so much cooler. And I can't wait to do some iRacing stuff and have him build them for me as well.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely love the partnership. And like I said, love the mentoring I've gotten from both you and Repeat to be able to do this stuff and get my name out there. It's been an honor. And as we continue to wait, it's right now I'm looking through, and J-Paw, I'm hoping I'm going to wait at least, give it about 30 seconds just to make sure. Am I good to accept that, Coey?
You got your invite?
Yeah, I got it. Am I good to accept it?
Yes.
Okay. So here we
All
go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go racing.
Woo! All right. Here we go. We're going to be diving in. What you just heard right there, that is the man behind all of this, the owner of NNR Coey. Be sure to give him a shout out in chat. Go ahead. If you're out there, just hashtag Coey Rocks, something like that. You say Expert Rocks, say Coey Rocks, because he provides all this great content for us.
That he does. And whether it's the Xbox side, the iRacing side, the Zazzle tab, the merchandise that you can buy, which, I mean, we still have the Vols fan towels. Not throwing that shameless plug out there that you can get a towel, but you can definitely get a towel.
About to say, we'll take a look at that Zazzle tab later as well.
Yeah. All right. They're going to take one pace lap, just to let you know.
All right. Well, you already hear it. And I'm going to try to do the best Repeat impersonation as I can going through the field. Right here, we have the 48 of Aviator. He's going to be starting P1. To his inside, starting P number 2, it's going to be Rose, CGMX Rose. He's our points leader coming in, regular season champion as well. Behind him, it's your pick. Sitting right there, P number 3, it's Lucky Dog 385. Then our good friend, we grew up racing with him in a bunch of different leagues, me and you, Vols. Honestly, you're bad. Pete loves to call him Honestly, You're Fast. We always known him as Robo Gamer. all the way around great driver, and he has improved so much. He's going to be starting in the top 4. Dr. Bush, he runs ENEA. We've commentated there a little bit before. We've done a few broadcasts over there. He's going to be starting in this one. Dan the Lawn Man, part of J-Paw Militia, sitting right there in P number 6. More Smoke sitting right there in that 9 car. He's going to be starting P number 7. Now looking at the double deuce of J-Paw. He's going to be sitting there in P number 8. Behind him, it's Parzival in that 21 machine. Then it's NNR Trip in that 16 Collie car. Then it's Jose 95X sitting in his own 95 machine. Then we're looking at Knights in the 12, the 8 of Fort Smitty, the 14 of Dre Quims, and the 4 of Natty Dread. And we're all the way back up to the front with the Aviator Vols. We're coming through the carousel. We're going to be heading on the front stretch here soon. Man, the excitement is just building. I cannot wait to see what these guys put on as far as the show for us.
And absolutely, we have seen 2 amazing races so far. Through the trucks in the Xfinity. The Cup is no different. You have a lot of good road course racers here tonight. You mentioned a couple of them, the 48 of the Aviator, the 22 of J-Paw, 37 of Honestly You're Bad, 42 of Rose, 13 of Lucky Dog, and there might be some sleepers in this field as well. You have people like NNR Trip, who's very good here at there. Dr. Bush has been a huge factor in these races. When it comes to the end, he puts himself in a good position, and who knows, this might come to who has 1 cup of gas left in the tank. Hopefully they don't have a Dale Jr. moment and run out coming off of 4 or off a turn 8. Tonight's going to be huge. Expert, it's time to shut up. Let's talk some racing. They're coming to the green.
And here we go. Green flag, and you can already see the graphic change. We're in stage number 1. These guys are going to dive it into turn number 1. And right here, you can see that 48 already extending it out, trying to use as much of the track as he can to get prepared for the S's. He's going to head up and try to bridge the gap. And you see the 42 and 13 battling behind him. We're going to go back here with these guys as well. These guys already going wild here for second, near 3 wide, almost a 3 wide move from that 37. He's going to think better of it, though, as they dive through the bus stop and inner loop. They're going to get set up for the carousel. This one's already been wild on the restart, and that 48 is getting now chased down by that 42. Let's see what Rose can do to try to catch him.
Yeah, that 48 definitely stepped away on the initial start, but the 42, once he got clear, he made a run back up to the front, and he's closing in on the 48. He's making the track wide. He's getting off course a little bit. He's able to make it keep as much speed as possible. The least amount of time on the brake here is the best medicine for a good chance here. The 37, once again, showing why he's called Honestly You're Fast, because he is up there battling with 2 of the best pro league drivers that NASCAR Heat has to offer. And CGMX Rose is no slouch on the iRacing side as well. He just won the Watkins Glen race there the other day in iRacing, and now he's getting a contest for P number 2 as the 37 of Honestly You're Bad is right there on his back bumper of that Credit 1 Chevy.
And with that Credit 1 Chevy sitting right there in P number 2, I'm going to go back to a guy that is your pick. He didn't necessarily get the best start. Lucky Dog sitting here in P number 5. But the one thing that we noticed from the Xfinity race yesterday is a guy that he showed speed, but he also showed how to conserve. And the big question is for these guys is if fuel becomes a play here, is Lucky Dog already working on conserving a little bit? Vols, you're a master at road courses, as I've learned a lot from you driving here. When it comes to conserving this early, is there a point to it? Is there a real strategic advantage to being able to save this early in the race, even if it's just lap 2 or 3?
Oh, absolutely, Expert. All the way through from start to finish, you can kind of manipulate the throttle, manipulate how you shift. You can go into neutral going into these corners. You can also just float the brake a little bit. Barely get on that brake and let the car just rotate. As they come into 1, you typically get down. It's a hard braking zone. This is about the only hard braking zone you have on the track. Every other part on this track, you are just kind of tapping the brake, barely easing into the throttle. The least amount of throttle you give is the more you could do. Yotes said it's only 9 laps in stage 1, which is absolutely true. But if you're able to save a little bit more fuel, it's the least amount of pit stop you have to do. You're not going to burn the tires as much here. you're just going to kind of go on here. But you kind of see what the 37's doing here as you got on board with him for a second. He's putting a couple tires off of the rumble strips, and the rule is here at the road courses in NNR is that you have to have two tires on the rumble strip or on the pavement at all times. You can put 2 tires in the grass, but 2 tires have to be on the racing surface at all times here. So it's going to be interesting to see as we progress in this race, when the cars get a little looser, when we get to that final stage, who can set themselves up and avoid penalties, avoid racing hard, and just save and conserve what they got, because this race could come down to pure strategy or pure luck at the end. And we have some of the best here doing it, as the top 2 are throwing a blanket over them.
And you talked about these guys throwing a blanket over him. That 20 of Dr. Bush, we talked about him a little bit. He's cruising his way up into P number 3, a mistake, P number 4, excuse me, as the 37 made a mistake. He's going to lose a few positions. But one guy that is making his way up here, I'm going to try to cycle around to him here on the camera angles. Lucky Dog, we talked about him lagging back a little bit. We're going to go onto his onboard camera. And right here, he is trying his hardest to try to catch that top 2. He was lagging back a little bit, now sitting in P3, and it looks like he's trying to reel in these top 2.
Yeah, Lucky Dog he's very methodical with how he races. He reminds me of a Jimmy Johnson or a Mark Martin, with how much he just keeps his focus on the race. He goes from start to finish, just kind of easing back a little bit. He doesn't go full out on the start. There's no sense in it. Let the guys up front wear their stuff out. Let them damage each other. Just kind of be clean, be smooth and methodical with how you run the road courses. This race could make or break you, and especially going into Talladega next week. Talladega is the great wild card in the playoffs. So now we're just going to have to wonder who's going to set themselves up for Dega, who's going to be sweating, and who's going to need a Vols fan towel by next week to be sweating bullets when they come out of Talladega.
Oh, you're
expert. As we're watching this race so far, the top 2 are nose to tail coming through the bus stop. This is going to get good very quick.
And I'm going to cycle around to that battle right now. Looking on the rear camera of the 48 of Aviator, you can see that 42 has closed in to less than a car length. The 8 of Fort Smitty goes around. I believe he might have lost connection as well. I believe he's going to be our first DNF of the night. And yes, I can already see he's on pit road. So he, unfortunately, is out of this race here in stage number 1. But here with 3 laps to go, that 42 is hanging tough with the 48. And what I'm looking at right here, the 48 seems to be better in the beginning of the track. But when you get to the more technical spots of the carousel and the last 2 turns and, of course, the bus stop, I think that's when the 42 ends up catching him. So, Terry, if you're a driver and you're in one of these situations where you're better in one part and he's better than another, which part of the track are you taking? Which one makes you more comfortable to be better in?
Everything but the bus stop. You want to be good in the fast portions of this track, and you see what the 48 of the Aviator's doing. He's able to roll the corner. He's able to keep the throttle down, get as much speed out of this car as possible. The 42 might be charging into the corner a little bit, but as the run progresses, the 48's tires are not going to wear down as much because he's backing it down and he's not tearing it up. The 42's kind of sailing it in the corner a little bit. He's doing everything he has to do to take this lead and try to pull away. You can make a crap ton of time up in the bus stop just by charging it, rolling the corner, and just slinging it around. That's what this track's all about, is you want to be basically dirt tracking it all the way through this place. If you're not loose, you're not fast. And like Yotes said, these guys are running low 106s. This is exactly why they are the best of the best in this game, because they can come out here and run 106s, very low 106s, close to 105s. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 105 flat. And like he just said, too, they're going to be close on fuel. At the end of this stage, you might see somebody have to stretch it and hit 0 coming out of the final 2 corners, which is perfectly okay here at this road course. You have a lot of time to catch up. The 42 is hot on his heels.
And the one thing you mentioned it, though, coming through the carousel is when that 48 dropped to 1 lap to go. And speaking of 1 lap to go, we're coming to it here. Off the final corner, he's going to take the white flag here in stage number 1. 1 lap to go. Does he have enough to make it from the carousel? Does the 42 have enough fuel? or if they both run out. Oh, a little bit of a tap. They both go wide. Oh, my Lord. He already went wide, and here comes the 13 of Lucky Dog to take advantage.
Come on, Lucky Dog. Let's go, buddy. He takes the lead right here, coming through the corner. They're coming down to the final parts of this track. That they make contact. 13:48. They touch all the way through. What can the 13 do here as they come into the bus stop area?
And we're going to go on board in his third-person chase camera right here as we head through the carousel. He knows that 48 does not have enough. He is in the proper position to be able to push. That 48 is going to have to play a little conservative or just pray that he has enough to make it back to the strike. With 2 more corners to go, that 13 looking to hawk down this 48. Here we go into turn number 6. They're going to cycle around. Turn number 7 is going to be the last one where he can make a move. Out of turn number 7, the 48 from the pole position is going to try, and he is going to win stage number 1.
Man, incredible run right there. The contact that was made between the 48 and 42 set that up for the 13 to have an opening. But was the contact something that's going to play in the back pocket of the 48? Is he going to see the 42 in front of him with a couple laps to go in this race, whether it's stage number 1 or stage 2 or the final stage, to possibly go out there and get this going? Ladies and gentlemen, we said that I'm going to do a giveaway. Ellie's in the chat. She's going to be picking a winner through the people who have commented so far. So if you want to win something huge, send a comment. Make a prediction. Who is going to win stage number 2? The correct response is going to get 1 box of Raise Energy. Harley, comment in the chat. And if you are picked as the winner, send her a message and send her your address, and we will send it right to you.
Right here, these guys getting set up to go for stage number 2 and a hard charger. And this is going to be I'm saying the same thing as Yotes. I think Lucky Dog will win stage number 2. He's right there. He's going to be starting in the preferred line here going into turn number 1. These guys are going to get racked and stacked back up here for stage 2. And Vols, I've been waiting all day to do this, as right now we have a new follower popping up. I believe that is NWAS 2021. Thank you for following here and joining the experts panel. We're actually going to go for the first time on this channel. We're going NNR side by side.
Hey NNR fans, are you looking for a way to rep your favorite NASCAR Heat preset league on Xbox Live? Look no further. Just go to nnrleague.com, scroll down to the Zazzle tab, and see what we have to offer. From t-shirts to hoodies to clocks, we have everything you need to show your support. Thanks for being the best fans, and we hope to see you at the track repping that NNR red.
Well, I definitely thank you for that compliment right there, Terry, about that. That's one of my proudest moments. We've been working so hard to bring that to you guys, and I'm very happy to be able to have that on there as well. But these guys are going insane, almost hitting the barrier. You can see the single file line, and these guys are just going wild.
And look who's back. Look who's back in the picture. The 42 of Rose. He cleared the 13 of Lucky Dog going into turn number 1. He was able to get back to P number 2, and he has his sights set on what the 48's doing. The 42, the 48, and the 13 are all making this track large. They're going around. I know it's a large track already, but they're able to go out and swing the course as wide as possible to stay on the gas as much as they can. That's the big part about this fast super speedway type road course, is when you come down through the bus stop, you roll through the carousel, you have all of that excess track that you can use, and they are using every square inch of this track as they go, and they get super close to these barriers. They go to hit the grass. They go to hit everything, and it's a 3-way battle for this lead as the 42 and the 48 and the 13 are all nose to tail coming to the final corner, turn number 7, going down the front straightaway.
And you're exactly right. And one thing I want to point out, we know this 48 is a man on a mission. Right now, sitting 5th in points, 48 back. We're not sure about the calculations after stage 1. I'm sure we'll figure that out after the race. Coey's always good on that. Shout out to him once again and the rest of the NNR admins. But Aviator, he's 48 points back at the start of this race from the points lead, winning that stage. But one thing between him and his two counterparts in this top three, Rose has had 9 wins this season. Lucky Dog has had 6 wins this season. Both of them have won on a road course this season. The one thing about the Aviator, he's won one race this season. It was at Kentucky. And the one thing I know he's going to want to attempt is to try to put a number 2 right there in that column for wins this season. I know being compared to these guys, it's going to be tough for him, but he is really showing out here at Watkins Glen. It's my favorite road course. I know, Terry, you love this place as well. And the Aviator, he's really showing how good he is here at this track.
Absolutely. And Yost King said the FYI, the caution flag is still out. When it wouldn't be a broadcast taking over for repeat for a race without having the caution flag or the stage flag still up. So we're doing our best to channel our inner repeat here. But you see the 42. He's closing in on what he's closing in on what the 48's doing. He's fast where he needs to be fast, but the 48's able to keep control of his car a little bit better. We've seen the 48 kind of struggle when he comes up through the S's. And now it looks like the 42 has cleared the 48. Now we have a new leader here. 42 of CGMX Rose has taken the lead here.
And the one thing to keep an eye out for, I'm going to go and check when we get a lap count this time by. But the one thing I'm going to keep an eye out for just in case is that the 48 has an estimated 5 laps of fuel. And he's letting both Lucky and Rose by. So this could end up being a fuel game right here at this point. He's keeping an eye out. We should be coming to about 5 laps to go this time by. So these guys keeping an eye out right now on the fuel level. That was a big concern there in stage 1. Now moving into stage 2, I think it may be a concern again. Or also looking at the wear on the tires of this 48. His left front is sitting at 65%. And that was mostly from him going wide a lot compared to his next lowest tire is at 75%. So a whole 10% gap. Terry, you're very familiar with this track and road course racing in general. Is that something you normally see? Or does that just show that he has extra wear on that left front?
No, absolutely. You have a lot of wear here at this track because of the high speeds. And like I said, when you sail it into the bus stop, you're tearing the right front up just a little bit more than you're tearing any other tire because you are slinging the car out, but you're also diving it in just a little bit harder each lap. But as the tires wear and as the fuel burns, you get faster and faster, and it gets harder to control because it's just on the edge of control. The 42 doesn't look like he's saving a whole lot of fuel. I know the 48 is. He backed off a good bit here. Yotes comes into the chat and said Aviator's 3/4 of a lap short. It depends on where you change here on this track. If you change fuel, your number coming onto the line and you drop a lap, you're going to be screwed. But if you get to the bus stop or to the carousel and you swap from 3 to 4, you are going to make it. All you need to do at that moment is just kind of back off just a little bit for about a lap, and you're going to make the fuel. So now you see 42 has the lead. He has good control. He's doing what he's got to do. Is he going to let the 13 of Lucky Dog catch up there and get him? Or is 13 saving as well? It's going to be an interesting thing to see, but it doesn't look like the 42 is going to want to back off.
Well, right now, I want to shout out to one guy. He's going to have a lot of lawn work after this one. Dan the Lawn Man sitting right here in the 41. He's holding off, I believe that is the 14 behind him let me just make sure so I don't sound crazy at all. But he's trying to hold off Jay Quims behind him. Dan the Lawn Man's going to have his work cut out after tonight's race with the guys racing throughout the grass. But a 3-car battle I'm keeping an eye on. I just saw it. The 22 of J-Paw, the 21 of Parsville, and the 9 of More Smoke. These guys going at it here as they cross the stripe on the front straightaway. How important is it for these guys to be able to put themselves in a position to either get on the inside line for the end of this stage, or is there any type of strategy if you're these guys back here on trying to put yourself in a position to win? What would you do, Terry?
It's massive to have the inside line here. It's super huge. It's a great advantage because the best track position you get is going into turn 1 and watching the guys on the outside line step out. And so this is one of those type of races where if you get the inside line on the final stage, you hold that track position and you have 3 or 4 guys behind you that's been faster than you. It could play dividends. We talked to J. Paul last night after the Xfinity race, and he said, I'm going to be lucky to get a top 5 and to keep his string of top 5s at road courses going. He's had one in every road course race this season. He predicted he would finish P5. So we'll keep an eye on what J. Paul's doing here. They said that he's the best 22 in NNR, but I know there's a couple guys in the chat that might disagree.
Well, coming across the stripe here to get a lap count, we're officially at 2 laps to go, so I'm going to bring it back up to our leaders up here with the 42 and 13 with 2 laps to go. The big question is on fuel. The Aviator in the 48, he's having to save a little bit, but the one thing I'm keeping an eye on is that 42 and that 13 is if they have saved enough. We know how much that Fanatec gear can help them out, and what a inner loop bus stop the 13 just had. He went and caught 3 Carlings in that one section of the track to get on the 42's bumper. He's losing it a little bit off the carousel, but what a gain through that corner as we head to the white flag.
Yeah, he was able to sail it in there, but you come to the white flag, the 42, I believe he kind of backed it down a little bit. He's doing what he needs to do. He can give up portions there, but don't let the 13 get too close. We saw at Sonoma a couple years ago where Denny Hamlin kind of wheel hopped going into the final corner and let Tony Stewart get back after he moved him. The 13's there. The 42 knows that the 13 is there, and get your picks in because nobody's picked the 42. You got one more lap to do it to get a chance to win this race giveaway. Half a track to go now. What can the 13 do? Everybody pick Lucky Dog. We might not have a winner.
And right here, heading into the bus stop, this is where the 13 proved he was the best last time. He's going to do it again. Sending it through the bus stop. The 42 able to hold off the run, though. Going through the carousel now. That 13 is going to get one heck of a run. The 42 is going to try to fend it off. Who can get the acceleration into 6 and 7? Down the final straightaway, you can see the rear-facing camera. The 42 trying to hold off the 13 here in 6. He's going to dive it down. The 13 setting himself up for 7. Here we go. Final corner here in stage number 2. The 13 going to try to get the acceleration off. It's not going to work as the 42 will come around and win stage number 2 at Watkins Glen.
It looks like the one person who even picked the 42 to win the race is Matthew Thrasher. Looks like he won himself a free box of Raise Energy. Ellie, if you're in the chat and you want to comment so he knows who to send his address to get a good box of Raise Energy, and Raise Energy is the official sponsor of myself and Repeat 1975, and if you use the promo code Repeat 1975 or VolsFan88, you can receive 15% off your purchase at checkout, and you'll never have a crash when you're drinking the great Raise Energy. Go check them out.
And right here, we're going to actually go check out the Zazzle tab for NNR. Be sure to go and visit them. Go and check it out here real quick.
Hey NNR fans, are you looking for a way to rep your favorite NASCAR Heat Preset League on Xbox Live? Look no further. Just go to Hey NNR fans, are you looking for a way to rep your favorite NASCAR Heat Preset League on Xbox Live? Look no further. Just go to nnrleague.com, scroll down to the Zazzle tab, and see what we have to offer. From t-shirts to hoodies to clocks, we have everything you need to show your support. Thanks for being the best fans, and we hope to see you at the track repping that NNR red.
And back here live for stage number 3. Sorry we couldn't get the beginning of it. That's why we went side by side. But right here, the 2 leaders already trying to get ahead. Lucky Dog actually got the lead off of this restart, now being trailed by the 42-48 sitting P number 3. And this is going to be the longest stage here for these guys. I mean, of course, we know stage 3 is always the longest, but you're going from 9 laps to probably almost double that into this stage. We're actually going to see this time by when we get a lap count from the 48. But right now the graphics are going crazy for us over here, so I'm trying to get it fixed here real quick. Nope. Here we go. There we are. But Vols, these guys already spreading out to what we've seen before, but of course we've seen them close up at the end. But strategy is going to play key here. What's your advice for these guys as we head through stage 3?
Well, I'm not very good at math, but Yote said it too. 26 laps to end this last stage. 8 laps a run could be a good stage. If anybody out there is a mathematician and could say, maybe if you save a lap of fuel each run, you might be able to kind of cut this down to maybe a 3-stopper. Like I said, not very good at math. Sorry, I didn't really graduate high school. Mama Vols was my teacher, and we didn't do much math. It's that Alabama education that I got. But if you can try to keep this down, it could possibly be a 4-stop race, and if you could just save a couple laps. I think this is the moment that you see the sleepers come up. This is the chance that the people in the back who haven't been up front, we haven't seen many people in the top 5, minus, Dr. Bush was up there for a little bit. We saw Jay Quims. We saw Dan the Lawn Man a little bit kind of do some stuff. This is one of those things that if somebody like the 16, the 4, those guys are back there in the back. They haven't had much. They've been probably sitting around 7th or 8th the entire race. Sit it in 4th gear. Coast a little bit. Lose a little bit of time, but save that pit stop. You don't have to necessarily come up here and charge and wear your stuff out. You can kind of just relax. I would say breathe, calm down. I mean, everybody knows Dega next week is going to be a crapshoot as it is, especially with custom setups. And for these guys, if they run the same rule that JPOS League has done, or I'm sorry, not JPOS, but Turn Down for What does, where the high lane is really the most preferred lane because you can't lock bumpers on the bottom, these guys are going to be able to come out here and everybody has a chance to win at Dega.
You're exactly right, and that's why I can't wait to see that package next week when we go back live. And Repeat will be back on his channel, so if you don't want to miss all the action from Talladega, from NNR, be sure to go visit him after we get done over here. It's going to be twitch.tv/repeat1975.
I'm very curious. I'm watching this 13 right here. This 13 has been able to stay consistently in front of the 42. The 42 is making a little bit of time up in the carousel, but he's not making time up where it counts. The bus stop, he's losing about a half a second. Then he gains it right back when the 13 goes a little bit wide there going through the carousel itself. So it's going to be interesting to see as this run progresses what the tires do compared to what the 13 does. He's been able to kind of be on the offensive. He hadn't really had to be on the defense here, as he had a great carousel that time around. And now he's going into turn 6, going into turn 7 right here. Let's see how low he can keep it. But yeah, insert Jaws music because the 42 is there. He's ready to pounce whenever the 13 makes a mistake.
Caution is
it looks
out.
like the caution's out.
Caution is out. Got to change the graphic real quick. Boom. It's fixed. But these guys, caution's out. That's going to throw a wrench into strategy. With about 20 laps to go, we'll be going green, I'd say, around with 18 laps to go. These guys have a chance, and it looks like after pit stops, you get about 8 laps on fuel where you know they're going to save it. But right here, you have a chance to possibly save a lap in each run and try to make it to the end on one more pit stop. So, my favorite phrase, fuel conservation. Here we go.
Absolutely. This could turn into one of the best fuel mileage races we could possibly have.
And right now, looking here as these guys go back green on board, I'm actually go on board with our good buddy who, if I can cycle around to him, we've known him for a while. He's been a longtime friend of both of us. Honestly, you're bad. He's made his way up to the Cup Series. He started P4. He backed off trying to play a conservative game here already, letting these top 3 go out and battle. And the 48 already getting under the 42. These guys already making moves now. Here comes, honestly, you're bad to the inside. And we're going to try to go too wide through the bus stop. The 42 says, nah, go ahead. You're good. But these guys diving through the carousel, and that 37 is already trying to make his name known. We've already seen the caution come out. So he's setting himself up. He's saying, all right, you haven't seen me up here. Here I come.
Yeah, the 37 is a very underrated guy here in this Cup Series, and the road course is one of the great equalizers. Yeah, you have your pro leaguers up here; they're sitting in the top 3 out of the top 4. But insert honestly, you're bad. He's been very consistent through every single race that we've done. Every time I tune into Repeat's channel, I see the 37. He's up there making names. He hasn't had the finishes that maybe he had wanted. He's kind of had some bad luck, but he's always a threat. You always know that he's there. And as they came through turns 1 and 2 right there, he really put a good show in, and he's kind of catching them a little bit. The 13's able to hold the 48 off. He held the 42. Now he's holding the other fastest guy up. What is the 13 going to have to do to continue to win this race, Expert? And is this going to come down to fuel mileage?
It definitely will be. I mean, unless we get another caution, fuel mileage is going to win you this race. And that's what the 37 knows. He's got to put the pressure on these guys. And you talked about, while these guys are saving, just in case another caution does come out, these sleepers, even if they're not sleepers, but guys that just haven't been in this top 3 this evening, it's their time to try to put the pressure on these guys. You know they're going to be conserving, but you can't afford to do that. You have to put yourself in a position to win that you can do best. These guys have that fancy Fanatec gear that allows them to do saving much more easier compared to guys on a controller, guys on a base wheel. I know, honestly, you're bad. This is his first time using a shifter so far in any of his NNR starts. And right as I say that, 42, 37, 9, 20, all collected here in the beginning of the S's. And the caution has come out. What did I tell you, Terry?
Oh, what a crash right there. It looks like the 37 just got a little bit loose as he went to shift up. And that's one of the big tricky parts here at this track is when you come to the S's themselves, you kind of have to burp it. You have to burp that car just a tad bit because it will snap loose in a hurry. And that's exactly what happened to the 37. Now, send the 37 and the 42 a little bit deeper into the field. Now we get to watch them charge.
You're exactly right. But the two guys that are still going to be up front, that 13 of Lucky Dog and the 48 of the Aviator, that saying if everybody pits. I see actually one guy did stay out or took less. It's J-Paw who's going to be our leader here as we hit the stripe in that double deuce. And I got to change it once again. I know. Back to stage number 3. And these guys, the 22, of course, not with a preferred line, not with a preferred tires either, I'd assume. As he gets sent wide through turn 1, 13 takes over the point once again. 48 back in P2. But look at this, Mr. I'm going to go ahead and give him Mather's nickname. Where did he come from? The 21 of Parsville, sitting now P number 4.
Yeah, but that's a very interesting strategy by the 22. Whether or not he stayed out or whether or not he just took right sides or he just took fuel only, what an incredible move that he was able to make to get himself in the top 3. Other than that, he's been kind of mired back in
cautions back out
the entire race.
We have another caution, a wreck in the back for these guys. And what did I mentioned it earlier, that these guys, it's going to get crazy here at the end with these late race cautions. We're going to be restarting within 10 to go. It's 11 laps remaining right now. These guys are going to be restarting around 9 laps to go, probably somewhere around there. And right now, the idea for these guys is you probably can make it from here if you go down pit road. But with all these cautions that are going on, are you going to take that risk and stay out? Not everybody has confirmed that they're pitting yet. Lucky Dog still has it with 4 seconds left. Now there he goes. But a few guys still not confirming. And the 20 of Dr. Bush, he's now going to pull the J-Paw strategy and take the lead. We're going back green here in stage number 3.
Yeah, going back green. Like Yotes said, J-Paw made a great call. That was a good strategy call to get up there. Now Dr. Bush is banking on another caution as well. Everybody's going to come pit. If another caution comes out, I expect to see every single leader on pit road. And now they're 3 wide coming out of turn number 1, 48, 21 of Parsville. Now they're going to settle back out. 20's going to get the P2 position. Now, is he going to hold the 48 up and let that 13 step away, or is the 20 going to make some noise and get up there and win this race as well? It's going to be interesting to see as we come down to about 9 laps to go here at Watkins Glen. Everybody should be able to make this on fuel.
20
Nobody should
around.
be having to save anything.
He's going to get it back going, though nobody else made contact with him, but he got pushed through the bus stop and carousel by the 48, and I think that was the 48 basically telling him, "Yeah, I'm not sitting behind you anymore. I got somebody to catch," and he's going to go after that 13.
Yeah, man, I didn't get to see that all the way through, but that was not a very cool move. My opinion, I'm just the broadcaster, but pushing somebody through that portion of the track, pushing them down the front straightaway is one thing, but pushing them into the corners a little bit different. I know you want to get up there and catch the 13. You know that you're fast, but the 20 made a bold strategy. He went out there to try to make some points up. He's a part of the playoffs. He wanted to do what he had to do to get up there and try to win this race. 48 was a little bit impatient right there. Is that going to bite him in the butt? Being aggressive at a road course typically isn't the best strategy, but now the 13 has a gap on him. How aggressive is he going to be to get up there and catch him?
And right now, we talk about instant karma. That him pushing him through the corner. Right now, Aviator does have some front bumper damage as well from that incident, which is going to make it harder to turn into the corner. And whenever you have that damage, especially at a road course, to where you don't have as much downforce and it's so hard to turn into the corner, that's more tire wear. It gets tighter on entry, which makes you a lot more looser sooner than expected, I should say, as the run goes on. And right now you can see the effects of it as the 37 is right on his bumper.
Yeah, the 37 is right there waiting to pounce for any type of mistake the 48 makes. And as we say that, the 13 is dipping on this field. He's doing exactly what we expected him to do. And this is what we got going on. You got to battle for second. You got to battle for a couple positions in the back. Is a caution going to come out? That's what the 13's probably thinking. Is this race going to stay green? If it does, he's in the catbird seat. Is a caution going to come out and let that 48 fix a little bit of damage? How far is the 48 going to be behind if he fixed that damage on a caution? The race is not over. Everybody can say, oh, the 13 might have this locked in the bag right now, but anything can happen at a road course. You never know. So please share this with your friends, because this race is going to get really good really quick, especially if that 48 and 37 get clear of one another and they're able to go up and charge it a little bit harder.
And right here, a little bit of a gap is building. I believe the 48 is reaching his point in the race, but the problem now becomes fuel. With 5 laps to go, he already crossed the stripe with 5 laps of fuel remaining. So the big question is, when does that switch flip for him? He knows with that gap he has to push. That he can't conserve. He can't, especially if he wants to go after this win. If he's okay with P2, of course he can conserve and try to see if he can hold off that 37. But right here, I'm waiting to see when that switch flips for him. And that 13 knows it just as well. That 13 can save with the equipment he has. I'm not too sure about the Aviator on that side. But these guys trying to battle it out as much as they can. That 48 trying to get to him as the 13 enters turn number 6. The 48 getting set up now. He's in turn number 6. And right here, looking at 5 laps to go. Oh, he breaks a little loose in 6. Getting reset for 7 off of turn number 7. As he comes to 4 to go this time by, he crosses, the switch flips right before the start-finish line. So I think he's in a good spot. Right now, all he has to do is see if he can reel in that 13.
Yeah, they all have the fuel. They're ready to go. I found it a little bit interesting when I saw him come out of turn number 4 there. He went wide. He is definitely trying to push that car over the limit. He's doing everything he can to try to reel in that 13. He separated himself from the 37. He's content right there. The 37 makes up time in the bus stop. He makes time up in the carousel as well. But the 13's able to step away. As you see right there, the 48 tried to reel it in a little bit going into there. He's blocking. There's a big block down the back straightaway going into turn number 6.
37 power move. What a power move.
Into number 7. He sails it in there. Big run off the corner, side by side for second.
And right there, the 37, I'm sorry, but I had to use an HD Motorsports line. What a move to try to make that pass work. Of course, it didn't work out for him in the end, but that was a great try, and he has not given up the pressure.
No, he is putting the pressure on, and insert the Jaws music for P number 2. We're sorry, we're not going to take you away from the leader when it gets down to the white flag, but this is the best battle on the track right now at this moment. 48-37 are having a hell of a battle for P number 2. This could end up in a caution, or this could end up in one of the best finishes for second that we've seen. We might have an Xfinity finish for second.
And you're exactly right. These guys are going wild, and that 13 is celebrating it as he looks to pull away and notch his 7th victory of the season and his second at a road course right here. And now you can see that 48 trying to bridge that gap again through 6 and 7. He's going to come around. It's going to be 2 to go this time by. That 13 has separated himself from this battle by about 3.4 seconds. And that's probably going to continue to grow as long as these guys keep battling. But the 48 has separated himself once again just a tiny bit from the 37. He's trying to push once again, but the question still remains, does the 13 have the fuel? Does the 48 have the time to try to catch him? And does the 37 still have it in him to where he can go up there and try to take away P number 2?
Well, it looks to me right now that the 37's kind of cooling his jets a little bit. He's saving a little bit for a last-second run back for P number 2. The leader is gone. The race for the win, unless the 13 makes a mistake, is gone. That's not happening right now. Unless a caution comes out before they take this white flag, you can kiss the leader goodbye. Right now, you're battling for P2. You're battling for these little bit of points that you get for getting that second-place spot. And you're also thinking in the back of your mind, Talladega is next week. The great equalizer on the race is it. That is it. You are going to a race that is going to get just completely crazy at the end of a day. But we go here. White flag's out for the 13. A lucky dog. Is my pick going to come out and win this race? He has a hell of a lead. 37-48 have separated themselves. And I just said in the chat, J-Pa got a penalty and he had to stop. There goes his top 5 string, unless something happens and a miracle goes around. But the 13's down here. He's taking it going to the carousel, expert.
And right here, a little bit of a lag right there. We're not close to the bump yet, thankfully. But here, coming through the carousel, right now, he is trying his hardest to make sure he doesn't make a mistake. He's setting up for 6 and 7, and he's going to go ahead and try to come through 6 and 7. He's got one more corner now as he rounds about coming off of 7. I'm actually going to go back here. We know he's got the win. I'm seeing if the 37 makes one more move. He does not, but the 13 back to him. He is going to take the checkered flag here at Watkins. Glen, the 48 and 37 finish P2 and P3 respectively. Congratulations to Lucky Dog. That is back-to-back wins here to start out the playoffs, and that's one heck of a way to do it.
3 for 3 on road courses. That is how you get it done. You show everybody that you are the road course king, and he has come out and once again put a show on for the fans. Congratulations to the 13, a lucky dog. And now, man, we get to talk to these top 3 guys.
Yes, sir. We'll be right back with post-race interviews. Do not go anywhere, guys. Trust me, you do not want to miss it. And guys, we are back here live on the Experts of Racing Sportscast. It was a wild, wild race, and lucky enough, we have our top three up here. And no pun intended when I say lucky enough. You'll see why if you're just catching up with us now in just a few seconds. But it is my honor and my privilege to finally say these words on a NNR podium in which I can interview him. My longtime friend. We've been racing together for about 3 to 4 years. We've known each other for a long, long time. Roro Gamer is what he was originally known as. Now it's Honestly You're Bad or Honestly You're Fast. You finished P3 here at Watkins Glen, man. How does it feel?
Oh my god, bro. It feels amazing. That was insane. I choked so much because I just got this shifter like 3 days ago. I've been practicing, but I just kept choking. I kept putting in neutral, fourth, first. But every time I would do it, it would be like a learning curve. And man, it's so awesome getting raced with these fast guys up here. Like Lucky Dog, Aviator, Rose, Amore, all these guys. It's so awesome.
It definitely is. And I've been so proud. I've talked you up so much. And I've messaged you. We've messaged privately, and I've said, when are you going to give me a chance to interview you, man? Now you got your first podium. I'm sure, and I'm waiting for it. I'm sure there's going to be a winner's check box coming here soon. We got a few more races left, buddy. Out of all the playoff races, we know you missed out because of missing the allotted number of races you need, but you're the next guy up. You're 13th in points out of the 12 that went to the playoffs. So, out of the next few races here to finish out the rest of the season, which one do you think is going to be your best chance to win as we head to Dega next week?
Honestly, Dega is awesome. I really think I got it there. This is crazy because, man, I couldn't make all the races because I got high school football. I'm still growing up, but it's awesome. I thank my dad. I got shout out all my boys. My boy JD, my guy NNR Trip. My longtime mentor, Iris Clean 89. He's in the Xfinity series. He helped me so much with this race. And yeah, all those guys, thank you so much.
About to say, I'm just so proud of you. Me, you, Voles, and all the guys you mentioned right there. We grew up racing with each other, and it's so awesome to see you get the success that you definitely deserve. I've seen you grow as a person and as a driver, and I can't say it enough. I'm definitely proud of you. Go celebrate it, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for you two in the broadcast booth. That's awesome. I get my two guys in here.
Heck yeah, man. Well, talking about one of your guys, we're actually going to go to Voles fan. I wanted to make sure I locked down Roro's interview for me. It's been a long time coming and something special I wanted to do. But something special that Voles gets to do here, he gets to take on the top two guys. You get Aviator, who was the pole sitter and won stage one, and you also get the winner and your pick as well for today's race, Lucky Dog. So go ahead, Voles, take it away.
Well, way to throw me under the bus before I interview the second place guy. Aviator, what's up? You had a fast 48 hot rod. What was the key? You said before when you came in here that the 20 kind of held you up. A little bit of contact was made there, gave you a little bit of damage. How crucial was that damage for you not being able to go up there and catch the 13?
Man, that was one of my better races for sure. I did a decent amount of practicing, made sure I was within somewhat of contention there, and it just comes down to non-playoff guys starting to kind of try to prove their worth up front and made a mistake and kind of screwed my chance there. The damage gave me a lot of understeer, and I just couldn't turn it into the bus stop through the S's. And Roro did a good job, man. I held him up as much as I could, and he was still right there at the end. So I'm impressed by that. But yeah, I'm frustrated.
How crucial was this race going into the great unknown of Talladega next week? What was you more looking forward to get a good finish here and to propel yourself into Dega? I know we're running different rules next week for the Cup Series, where it's basically the high line is going to be the more preferred line. No Conda line on the bottom. You're going to have to go 2 and 3 wide to win this race. What was your strategy to kind of propel yourself into the points? And are you going to be aggressive next week at Dega?
Well, honestly, this was my best opportunity here being my home track. I'm just pretty good at the road courses and I had to try to bring it here. but I don't really have an opportunity to beat Lucky Dog or Rose here, so I'm probably just gonna go in with some fun mentalities into Talladega.
Well, that's what I like to hear. It's going to put on a great show for the fans. If you haven't noticed, go tune in. Repeat 1975 next week to catch all the Talladega action, and you're going to see the best racers on Xbox go into Dega and tackle the wild card race there. But any shout outs for you, Aviator?
Oh, big shout out to you guys for stepping up while Pete wasn't here. It means a lot to all of us that he has people like you guys to step up when he can't be doing it.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. We're going to be, I get to be the host of the iRacing side of this. So it was a great opportunity to come out here and do this awesome race on Xbox and host it for the first time ever. But Aviator, congratulations on P number 2. Well-deserved finish, and you put on a hell of a show for the fans.
Thank you, man.
All right. My pick to win this race, the man who's always lucky, but he's damn good as well. Lucky Dog, how you doing, man?
Yeah, buddy. Doing pretty good right now. How about you?
Man, I'm doing fantastic. You made me proud. We showed the graphic at the start of the race that you were my pick to win. It didn't look so hot in stage number 1. You kind of dropped back a little bit, but you charged up there and capitalized on a mistake with the P2 and the P1 guy. You were able to make yourself to P number 2. And then you went on and you did great things at the end of the race. Kind of walk me through how aggressive were you in the race, and was there any conservation down the road to make you a little faster?
Man, I got to say, I can't believe we won that, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, typically around presets, I'm not the best at presets around road courses. They just feel very wonky for me, and especially around here because let me tell you something, man. My left front, holy cow, man, that thing was on a barbecue. That thing was roasting. We made, take some bits and pieces of that tire and put on a little sandwich bun and start eating them because I think it's medium rare. So I mean, man, I was experiencing chronic understeer the whole time. The car was tight the whole time. I mean, I was burning up that left front like crazy. Tried babying it as best I could, but really couldn't fix it. So that was one of the struggles I was facing, and stage 1 didn't go that great there to start. The start was abysmal from my end. I was side by side with Rose, and I should have really let him go, honestly. But I was trying to see if I could hold it around the outside for future, along the line if I needed to, and I really couldn't. And then I made a mistake at the bus stop, went off track, and just that was kind of my fault. Then tried my best to make as many spots up from then on, and then just kind of run my race, see how they were running the track. And there was also fuel mileage in stage 2, so definitely had to back up the pace a bit to make it to the end without having to pit. So and then stage 3, just took what I learned, made some adjustments, and just got really lucky with the cautions. Starting in the inside lane was really a benefit for me. I got really lucky in the restarts, but I think we got the car pretty decent there. That final stage, I was still really tight. I couldn't drive it in as hard, and really couldn't carry the corner speed that I really wanted to, which was unfortunate. But you just got to keep plugging away, just got to keep going, and that's what we did. That last stage, I think we did a really great job, and honestly can't believe we won the race because I wasn't expecting that going in. Probably a top 5 for sure, maybe a top 3, but man, I tell you what, this is great. 9th win of the season. I mean, 2 for 2 in the playoffs. I mean, holy cow, bro.
That's it. I was about to bring that up.
Yeah.
You're 2 for 2 in the playoffs. You're 3 for 3 on road courses this season. Are you making a statement? You're going into Dega. I said it to the Aviator. You're going into Dega, the greatest wild card race that we have in the playoffs so far, minus this one. 2 wild card races in a row. You came out, you won. What are you going to do at Dega? Can you be a little bit more loose and relaxed, knowing that the 42 of Rose didn't have the strongest race finish? He wasn't here in the top 3. You gained substantial points on him going into Dega. Are you going to be aggressive, or are you just kind of going to lay back a little bit and let everybody else make their mistakes?
For the most part, just going to try to run a smart race. Obviously, I want to be up front. I do want to run a smart race where you don't want to slack off. I mean, it is the playoffs. There's no room for error, especially at a track like this where so much can be gained and so much can be lost in an instant. It's anybody's game. It's going to be staying with the draft and just making the right moves and whatnot. So I definitely want to garner some good stage points for sure. You definitely don't want to lose out on those because those can be the difference between making it to the playoffs and not making it. So want to make sure I run a smart race for the most part throughout the whole race. And I mean, obviously, I want to win, man. I definitely want to win. That's why we're here. But I have to run these tracks. They aren't my strong suit, so just got to make the right moves, which is not easy. So just keep patient there, and then just try to be there at the end, and just try not to, just try to run a cool, calm race, and try to win, but try to be smart overall.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You got any shout outs for us tonight?
Oh man, I do. Shout out to you guys too. Did a great job. Filling in for Pete. Great to see Vols back in the Cup booth again. Good job for you. Good job, Expert. Shout out to Pete as well, even though he couldn't be here. Got to say a big thank you to him for all that he does for NNR broadcasting these races. He does a fantastic job. Got to say a big thanks to Coe and J-Paw for taking the reins this week. Did an awesome job, made qualifying go smooth, and also shout out to Stout when he's doing his when he's helping run the whole races. He couldn't be here. He's at Martinsville, and shout out to him and all the guys racing NNR for making it a pretty decent race there. We picked up the pieces after those few caution flags, which is good. And congrats to Aviator on the second place finish and Roro. What's his name? Roro, yeah. On a solid third place finish. Great job. It's about time he got in the top 3. So congrats. I know it must feel pretty good. And all my family and friends for the great support throughout this whole esports journey. And kind of ran out of things to say, to be honest with you. I'm just really happy to be in victory lane once again for the 9th time, and I did not expect this one at all. But that's racing sometimes. So really happy, hoping to keep this up moving forward and just try and get ourselves an NNR championship, which is not going to be easy. So yeah, really happy about that, and I'm hungry. May as well pick up that left front tire some more. Put on a hamburger bun. I'm hungry.
It'll work. It'll work. It might work. It'll be a little tough, I think. Maybe.
Yeah, it'll be a little hard. Yeah, but
I mean, a little bit of catch up never hurt anything. But all the way around, definitely congratulations to all of our top 3. And I mean, it was a great weekend, or I shouldn't even say weekend, but race week here for NNR. Of course, you can catch back up with NNR next Tuesday as they go racing at Talladega. That's going to be back on Repeat 1975's channel. Be sure to go check him out, twitch.tv/Repeat 1975. But Vols, I'm going to go ahead and get any final comments from you, my friend, before we go ahead and thank our sponsors and go ahead and get off the air for this evening.
Man, it was an absolute honor to come out here and get to host this race. We went to a totally different thing. My channel is strictly for the NNR iRacing side, but it was an honor and a privilege to put it on the podcast channel, and me and Expert gets to side by side once again, have a lot of fun, show the graphics off that are going to be in the iRacing side. It was one of those things that when Expert and me talked and he said the stuff that he was going to do, I said, that is awesome. It's exactly what I want to do over here on the iRacing side to bring the fans the best possible race experience that anybody's ever seen. And like Lucky said, I'm back in the Cup booth for the first time, and I don't know how long. I don't get to call many of these races, but it's truly a pleasure to get to do it. I love NNR. NNR is the best. It's the greatest family of drivers and admins and everybody that's here. I love being here. Repeat is one of the greatest, and if you haven't followed Repeat 1975, you are missing one hell of a show. Follow Expert here on this channel. Follow me, VolsFan88. It is going to be the home of NNR iRacing. You're not going to want to miss the show we're going to put on a Daytona. We're going to light it up when we get there in the virtual world of iRacing. So come on out, pay attention to what we're doing. We're going to make it fun. I love this place. I love the fans, Cape, you, everybody that's involved with it. Pete, thanks for letting us come and crash the Cup party for one night. Maybe we'll get to do this again, Expert.
Maybe, and it will definitely be fun if we get to. As always, though, thank you to everybody. If you haven't followed, be sure to follow to join the Experts panel, and you can talk to us whenever we go live about all the controversial topics that we talk about. Be sure to check us out on YouTube as well, the Experts of Racing Sportscast on there. I'd recommend probably the debate between me and Terry over the Tom Brady situation. Definitely the wildest and funnest one we've had so far. But also look at the Natalie Decker and Lacey Cool as well. And speaking of Lacey Cool, go check out driveforddiabetes.org and check them out over there. Check out morethancape.com. If you like the graphics you see tonight and would like to make a purchase, contact me at Expert Racing on Twitter or at Joshua Franks on Facebook, and we could definitely talk. Always negotiable with prices and stuff like that. And like Voles mentioned, go check him out on twitch.tv/VolesFan88 because when we go to iRacing, I got to say, blue never looks so good. But for one final time here tonight, we want to thank you for joining us. And you know what? I see a friend of ours that is out here streaming. Our good friend Derek LeMay. He's streaming some Call of Duty Warzone. So let's go ahead. He's got 3 viewers. Let's go ahead and show him what NNR is all about. Let's show him some love here.